Hi, welcome back to this YouTube channel and my eBay sellers account, GB Hatchery. That's where I do all my listing if you're looking for something to buy. Today I actually purchased something. I want to do a quick unboxing. These are climbing holds and they're two different brands. This one is Rocky Mountain Climbing Gear Climbing Holds. They are advertised as made in USA from recycled materials. This one here is from Kaizark, Kaizark Concepts. So that's the Kaizark. These are multicolored and these are more like a rock colored hold. These are $20 for 20 shipped with hardware. So these are advertised as designed in the US and manufactured overseas. So these are $1 a hold with hardware, and these ones are more about $2 a hold, and I'm not sure what I'm getting with this one. But these look more like a rock. But anyway, we could just open the box and easily see what we're talking about rather than describing it so much. So this is like a big, this is a wholesale bag. So these are all similarly sized, and they look like they're made from a resin. So this is a bag of resin holds. You can see up close exactly what these have to offer. Honestly, a lot of people could use these professionally possibly. I'm not a big rock climber, but what I'm doing is I'm putting in a kid's rock climbing wall. So at $1 a piece, that's 100% plastic. And it's possible these are injection molded. I don't know. It has like maybe like an insert went in here. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly. It has these little holes right up here. It might just be a silicone mold and poured. But either way, they're molded. There's kind of like a texture on it. Almost looks like a mold that was etched. I'm not sure though. But it has like a speckle on it. I actually have no idea how these are manufactured, but they do say they're manufactured overseas. And there is hardware right there. There's a bag of hardware. So just to check these out real quick for size and depth and things like that. 1 inch 750. This is going into 4 inches here. That's going into 375 or so, 360. Screw depth here. It's like an inch right there. But it's about 5/8 depth on this wall right here on the inside. So your screw head's going to be about 5/8 away from your mounting surface. So that's the yellow one. Looks like they're all very similar, if not exact. There's the blue one. You can actually see the speckle a lot better now. I have no idea. I don't know. I guess I would assume maybe silicone and molding clay or something, possibly. I have no idea. It does have like a neat speckle to it. So that's the Kioski or whatever, Kaizark. There's a little bit of giveaway right there. That this looks like the speckle comes and goes right here. So maybe that's just speckle spray paint or something. I have no idea. I get curious though. I guess I'd have to go work overseas at $1 a day to be enlightened. But I'm just satisfying my own curiosity here, and these are the screw bag that comes with it. This is a heck of a value. I gotta say, for a buck a pop, this is, if you're putting up a small rock wall for a kid and you don't mind all the candy colors, then this is pretty good. So there we have that. And this guy, we're at about 250 of total, well, somewhere in there. 2 3/8. I think there's a washer too that goes right here. So that's 250 or so, 240. And it looks like it's a hex head. 400. I'm going to say it's a 4mm hex. And yes, there are washers in here too. So that washer would be toward the top of the screw head here. Go like that. Throw this on there. Everything fits. We have 4mm. Put this guy on there. Drags in close and grabs it tight. So this is nice if you're doing like 3/4 inch. I'm actually going to go right into the studs. This would probably mount into the stud if I were to drill it out at the right width. But this is a heck of an anchor, and you would trust that. If you're up 100 feet, you'd probably trust this whole system pretty well if this was back behind some 3/4 inch board or better. So that's pretty nice. I'm actually thinking that was a hell of a value. Consider this, the shipping was free, so I get 20 holds for $20 with free shipping. That means these came in at like 30 cents a piece. So that's crazy. More power to you. All right, so here we have the Rocky Mountain version of a climbing hold. And these may be used however a person sees fit. These were actually advertised as kids. It says kids holds. This is how they came in. The boxes, I bought 100 of these. And the boxes look a little bit crunched. They're heavy. They each weigh, you know, a good 10 or 15 pounds. I'm not exactly sure, but it's not 30 pounds, but it's a substantial weight. Together maybe 30, I don't know. I'd have to weigh it. But here they are. Here's the rock climbing holds, and this is a more of a rock style look. These actually have a bit of weight to them. They feel, and they smell like, I'm going to say epoxy maybe. They smell like epoxy. It says recycled materials. It might be that it's urethane, I don't know. You can see what's going on here. Kind of a flat mold maybe, and this might have got a little dusting over a sander. This one didn't need it. So, I like these. These look like rocks. These look and feel like rocks. They have that rough texture. And not sure if the color is all the way through or not. I don't know what they're made out of. It said it was organic material, recycled, and I have no idea if it's sawdust or what it could be. I would guess maybe sawdust and epoxy if I was going to be a betting man. If this were a game show. But this is someone's livelihood, or at least a side project that they're doing. And I don't want to put too much spin or taint on it. These are nice. I like these. These are more expensive. These are advertised as American made. The way they came in like that, I would say someone's in their garage making these. And that's actually pretty neat, because we've all had little dreams, a little, you know, starting a little something or other, and some of us have pursued it, and some of us have not. but it's fun to buy something like this too. If you're not in your garage making things, at least you can, you know, that's pretty neat. You can always buy one. The only thing is I'm going to be on studs. I would like this to be like this. I think that would be cool, but I'm going to be on studs. So my daughter's going to have to like grab it sideways for that. But I'm going to go right into the studs, and that's going to create a patterned look, unfortunately. But I'm not going to put 3/4 inch plywood on my walls. I'm just going to go right into the studs, and I'm going to orient maybe a few like this, close, and then maybe some far away, and try to mask it. Maybe I would put this one over a little bit this way, and this one over a little bit. Or maybe I would grab ones that look like they're off center, so that I would have this one like that and this one like that, and it looks like they're not on the stud, but the mounting hardware is on the stud. Now that's what I'm going to do. I'm not saying that that's necessarily what everyone else should do, because safety is a factor. If my kids are only going to go up 10 feet, so it's not a huge issue, and we're going to have a little bit of foam underneath them, and they're pretty smart, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. So with 2 screws, you're going to have looseness on one before you have complete failure. Maybe it would twist, maybe this one would kind of come off the wall and say, hey, Dad, this one's loose, and then I would remedy that. I don't think that's going to be an issue because I've mounted things professionally in my life. So that's 3 inches 300. That right there is 3 inches 500. We got a depth here of 1 inch 300 or so. And the hardware situation here, this is 500. You're going to want to have a washer that's about 500 on these. 14 mil. And the hole itself here, let's get this right, we're bottomed out, 250. It has room for 270, but we're going to want to be going 250. So I think that's pretty much what the other screw was. This was advertised as I think it was a number 8 screw. So I'll be at Home Depot with this tool. If you don't have one, they sell them cheap at Harbor Freight that aren't as accurate or as trustworthy, or you can get it past your boss if you have one, like the Mitutoyo. But they do have cheaper ones that would probably do okay if you want to be for sure about things. But yeah, I'll be in there, and I'll be being sure that I have about 250 on the shank of the screw, and with the major of the screw, major of the thread. But this is cool. Every one I pick up is different. I'm sure there's going to be multiples in here, but every one I pick up is a little different. This one has the same kind of little, oh, this is one I picked up earlier. Okay, so I just set it back. But I like these, I gotta say. Now that one's pretty cool. That's a neat one. It looks like these are, I'm not sure what the material is. I'm going to, like I said, guess that it's sawdust and I think epoxy. But it has like, I think a strong epoxy smell. The thing about epoxy and working with it, whoever makes these, especially if they're made out of epoxy, is you start to get a reaction to it, and it starts to make your nose run. And after you use it for a while, your body will reject it. After about 10 years, you'll just start to, you put your hands on it like this, and it'll start getting blisters. Your nose will run, and you'll get dizzy, and just the body just starts rejecting it after a while. Initially, anyone can work with it and have a great time, but that's the downside of epoxy. Looks like the depth on this is about 800 on that hole. I think they vary. This hole is different. Well, I don't know. That's 800. So let's try this one. I'm just putting my finger in the hole and just trying to get a cheap depth. It's not, I don't know if this is right on the dot or anything, but it gives an idea how deep they're going with these. That one was 500. That one's 700. Unless I'm just doing this wrong. It's possible I'm doing it wrong. I just have my finger in there. So I think they vary a little bit on the how much it's holding on to. $600. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 600. It's just my fingers in there bouncing around. But it looks like it's no less than 500 to hold on to that little bit, that ridge down there. They seem somewhat similar. So I would have to do better than just putting my finger, but I'm just coming down into my thumb and kind of going like that. So it's a little rudimentary. But I got to tell you, when I open this box, I can smell epoxy or whatever kind of plastic that they're being used to be made. So these were made recently, I would say probably just a guess in the last 2 weeks, maybe a month. But they almost smell like they were made to order. And I'd say they're being laid up into a mold of some type, and then they're being skinned across some sanding. So anyway, you're probably not so curious about the manufacturer as I am, but this way you know what you're getting. You know, when you get it, I can say, I can butter this and just say, these are really nice, they look like rocks. But when you open it, you're going to say, this smells like epoxy, and this was made locally. And this is probably something that some of the other economies are actually dealing with more so than us, because when we get things in the mail, a lot of times it's a month old, it's 2 months old, it's been sitting on the shelf for a while. But if you live next to the factory, say, for example, in Asia, maybe when you buy products, they do smell like this a little bit. In fact, that was kind of a thing with the Asian products, is that you would open it and it would smell really bad because whatever they were using to make the product. You know, it has these little air bubbles, but that actually comes down to make them unique, each one. And the sanding also changes the look of it. But they definitely have a very rock look. And I'm glad I bought them. I am not at all disappointed with this set here. So I bought 50 of them. They actually have a set of 100, but the set of 100 was like $170. They had a set of 50 screw-on holds for kids, and it was $69, I think. And then I bought two, so for $140, it was actually cheap that way. I'm sure the person that makes these understands that they're selling the same amount for $20 less. So, you know, thanks. I appreciate it. These are not bad. I'm going to put them on my wall. I think it's going to make my kids happy. It may affect the value of the home, and I'm hoping maybe positive. You know, if I ever make it a rental, you know, I'd have to maybe take out insurance on the Rockwell, although I really don't plan on renting, but I'm just putting that out there. You know, some of these things like solar, they can add value depending on the customer or who you sell it to, or they can detract. I think right now solar might be a good thing. It just depends on how new it is. If it's 20 years old, people are like, "Whoa, I'm going to have to pull that out." You know, if it's 3 years old, new system, people might like it. This one's neat. I like this. This is like a little step. You could probably get your toe on there. You can put it like that and hit off the side. This is just a mini little thing, and this is going to be for kids. I think you could use these on like a rock wall for a fair or a festival if you wanted to, but I'm going to be putting these right on the stud. And I would think that this person did not guess that you would. Yeah, I don't think it would surprise them if that's what you did, if you went straight into the stud, because that's just the quickest path to joy on this is just go right into the stud. You have two, you got a rock. Try to make them go this way and that as much as you can. Make a little cluster of a few and then spread some out on the studs. Try to hide it and make your rock well. So one more thing on these, I did want to weigh them just in case people were curious about how much they weigh. I do have this we got 7 ounces there. 8, 6 ounces. So the smaller ones are about 6, and the bigger ones, I like the way that one looks. They're a little bit more, I like that one. Look at that. That's unique. I almost feel like I bought a rock tumbler set or something. That's pretty cool. Good stuff. So there's no hardware on this one. This one, you'll see these commonly on like outdoor equipment. If you go to Home Depot and you get like an outdoor set or something, you'll see something like this or similar. This very well may be injection molded, yeah. There is, these are injection molded, I think. Right down there, there's a stamp that's right into the mold. I don't know if you can see that in the light. That's a giveaway right there. So these may be ABS actually, which is a type of thermoplastic, and this is more of a thermoset plastic where you can't melt this, it'll just burn. This one will melt. You could recycle these if you took these down. These are recycled material. These ones you could recycle. But anyway, I'm getting long-winded here, but I just wanted to talk about these for a minute because, you know, when you're looking for rock climbing holds, a lot of times people are showing you how they look after they're installed, and they show somebody climb up them, and that's it. And they really don't show them up close. You can see some pictures online, but it's just nice to have somebody wave it around in your face a little bit before you buy it and talk about it. So this one, especially, it's just good meditation if you're in the market for rock climbing holds. These are cheaper and they weigh less. So you can see there's a lot of air behind there too. Nothing wrong with air if it's not needed. So 3 ounces of ABS or whatever this is. You could do the math. A lot of that comes out of, I think, South Korea. Some of the best ABS comes out of, or maybe that was the Tintain foam stuff. Yeah, was that the foam beads? A lot of South Korea. So I don't want to give away too many secrets, but I just wanted to give a little bit of insight into what you're going to be buying. This one is neat. I like that. Look at that stuff. That's neat. I like this one. Cool. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and install these on a wall. I think I'm going to do a whole separate video. I know these are competing in the rock climbing space, especially on eBay. They probably would not necessarily love to see their products next to each other, or possibly would love that. Look at that. Look at that whole big mess of rock climbing holds getting to the customer. And that's what we have here. And so I hope you don't mind, but this will actually happen probably quite often, as you will see rock holds amongst rock holds amongst rock holds. And I don't think people that want these are necessarily going to want these. I think this hits a certain note, and these hit a certain note. Here at my project, I thought it would be nice to have some color in the corner up for like a small toddler area, but then this is going to be more for grow into some more rock-looking rocks, maybe some more challenge, maybe have them spaced differently and be a bigger area. So that's what these are going to be, and these are going to be kind of like low challenge, winner circle for getting it done quick and easy. So there they are. Anyway, I could ramble on for hours about this because you can always just talk about it, but I just wanted to let you know I have an eBay store, GB Hatchery. You can shop there for hours if you'd like. I spend a lot of hours listing there, and I put a lot of things on eBay. You can always check it out. GB Hatchery. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. GB Hatchery, you can always check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. I will also leave a link in the description to both of these products. I believe this one will be in business for a while because they have quite a number of feedbacks and quite a number of solds. This one, I think they set up a machine that runs this and they're going to keep it going. So whichever one you want, I think they're going to be available. I'll leave a link in the description to both. I hope you enjoyed the video. Look for my installation slash finished product for the rock wall that we're doing in the room. I'll probably leave a link in the description to that as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.